It's just another day for you and me in a bear market. da, 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 da. Welcome again to another episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, Suppoman. Savage Cash is the show that brings you daily news, tips, analysis, and the occasional Q&A, and that is what we're going to be doing in today's episode. We are going to be looking at the news, and then we're going to be having an AMA session with me. It's live. It's a bear market. Well, actually, having said that, look, the market cap is under 300 billion today. So it has gone down even more. Another 10 billion out of the market. How much longer is this going to continue? If you're excited to learn my thoughts on what's happening with cryptocurrency, certain coins that are going down today, which pretty much all of them, and also are interested in hearing my thoughts in the Q&A, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. In the meantime, let me just make sure that I am actually live. I always do this. One day I've got to just have a system where I know that I'm live. Come on, come on, come on. Right, okay, so it looks like I am actually live. Yes, yes, good. And it sounds good as well, so smash up those likes. So, what's happening? What's happened in the last 24 hours? Well, as I said, market cap has gone down another 10 billion. And Bitcoin has gone under 8,000 quite significantly. In fact, it's gone down to under 7,900 in the last few hours. And like I said, market cap is under 300 billion for the first time in about a week and a bit, when it went significantly under during those Sunday sales. Now, something that's very important to acknowledge right now is that the BTC dominance is much higher than it has been. It's over the 45%, which means that Bitcoin isn't dropping as significantly as the altcoins are dropping. So it could be the case that there may be some occasional gems to pick up when the Bitcoin price is up, but the altcoin price is down, and then some Satoshi profits could potentially be made. So, let's have a look and see what's going on. So, this article by CNBC, Bitcoin falls 7% to below $8,000 after Twitter announces ban on cryptocurrency ads. Okay, so they have confirmed the crackdown, and I think that it's actually gone live already, this apparent advertising. Announced on Monday it would ban advertising. So I don't know if it's actually been properly implemented yet. Some were saying it was getting implemented today. I don't know if it is, but they have certainly confirmed that it is going to be happening. Apparently this is a reason. I don't think this is actually a big reason why it's happening. Okay, if you look at all of the stock markets around the world, everything is down. The whales are at the moment just waiting, I think, for the point to basically infuse each individual index with money. Okay, but I think that they've taken their money out and they're just waiting, biding their time. And these guys are extremely well connected to the news and to the economy and what's actually happening. When you get into the top 1%, you know more than the 99% of the world. Okay, and that is still very, very true in the financial market. These guys know what's going to happen. So it's not going to be until there is a signal for them to get in, whether that's the price of Bitcoin or whether it's the fear has finally gone and they're finally putting some money in, then we don't necessarily know, but that is at the point at which the money is going to go back in, is when that signal is triggered. What else? So it looks as though Ethereum is turning the whole Ethereum blockchain into like a server business. Okay, so when you're, you know, a website or whether you're an online business, you tend to have operations online. And what Vitalik is looking to do is making people pay rent, essentially. Make people pay rent for using the blockchain as part of their business. Okay, so this is something that's been met with a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Well, people don't agree with it, basically, is the state of play. So the reason why is because there are already fees involved with working on the Ethereum network, and people don't like fees. I mean, let's face it, we don't like transaction fees when we are moving our cryptocurrency from wallet to exchange or exchange back to wallet or whatever. We don't like fees. No one likes fees. And so this is going to lead potentially to people leaving Ethereum and exploring some of the other options, some of the other blockchain options, which actually opens it out a little bit more to the infrastructure projects that we have been looking at ICOs and the up and coming ones like Neo, Credits and Zilliqa. So, you know, so we could be seeing Ethereum essentially shooting themselves in the foot, making it difficult for, or making it less worthwhile for projects to run on Ethereum. They may use something like Neo moving forward. This also came out in yesterday's video. Somebody was saying that Litecoin payments has been cancelled, and it looks as if that is the truth. So basically there was a LitePay there was like a LitePay service that had been created by a startup, and it would offer a crypto wallet and a LitePay debit card, which would allow users to convert Litecoin into US dollars. So this was going to be really taking, you know, Litecoin to another level. Okay, so typically with the crypto credit cards, you can spend Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they will do a fiat transfer at the point of sale. And now this was going to be opening it out for Litecoin, but it looks as if it has been cancelled. Okay, and it has been cancelled. So this is a little bit of a setback for Litecoin. Now, looking at this chart, which is a chart I drew about 3 days ago, and I drew it from up here. This was where the price was at the time. It was around about mid 8,000s. And so I drew a line from this point down to this point, and as you can see, the red line has completely followed that track. As I said, look, it has taken the identical track that I drew. Okay, so I think when it reaches this point, we may see a little bit of a spike. We get into the low 7,000s. We see a bit of a temporary spike because we reached the level we reached about a couple of Sundays ago, where, you know, the prices were down really, really low. People decided to buy some cryptocurrencies really, really cheap. It will lead to a temporary spike, not as high as the spike we've gotten to, which went up to about 9,000. And then it's going to go down again and go down to about 7,000, if not a little bit less. That's what I personally think. And it's currently on that trajectory completely. Okay, so the bear market continues, peeps. The bear market continues. And I said last night, you know, and it is difficult, you know, I know Crypto Daily has, you know, has kind of stopped making videos at the moment because he's not, you know, it's just a bear market. There's not really a lot to talk about. I mean, there is news, I suppose, but there's not really the viewership that was on YouTube, you know, back in January. Back in January, there were subscribers, new subscribers for all YouTubers, loads of views. I was getting about 100k views on some videos, if not more. One actually got 200k views. And since that point, since we've been in the bear market, the views have like significantly dropped to about 30,000, 40,000 on a really good video. So he has got, I know that he's personally a little bit despondent about that, and so he's just keeping out for a bit because there's not a lot happening. So he's going to be coming back soon. He's not, you know, he's not disappeared off the face of the earth. He will be back. But I mean, even I said yesterday, you know, thanks guys for tuning in on a daily basis and keeping me sane, because, you know, there is a kind of, you know, do you need to go online every day? But in my personal opinion, and this is because I like talking about the market, in my personal opinion, this is exciting times to be looking at what's happening in the market, why it continues to go down, and give some guidance, I suppose, as to what you can do in these particular scenarios. So let's have a look and make sure that you are live and all still with me, and that the live stream hasn't just cancelled on me like it did the other day, halfway through me saying my goodbyes. So yes, so people are watching, 1,400 people. Smash up the likes, people. Not enough. Smash up the likes. Am I getting wrecked? Yeah, in more ways than one, to be honest. But you just got to push through. You got to push through and keep doing the work. This is like my whole Udemy approach. I was doing the work during the massive bear period back when I joined in April 2016. People were scared to make courses because they had changed their pricing policy on Udemy, and people had lost their 5-figure incomes, turned into kind of 3-figure incomes, and they stopped making courses. And that was the time I really worked. So yeah, I'm getting wrecked. My portfolio is an absolute disaster, but at the same time, you know, it's still, you still got to just put in the work, and then you will realize the fruits of your labor when everything's good again. the antithesis of that is that people actually buy at all-time highs. They buy, not most people buy when the market is looking healthy. And then when the market drops the way that it does, then they really feel the pain afterwards. So this is the time to do the buying. This is the time, well, not necessarily right now, but this is the time where you've got to strategize and buy before it goes up. Anyway, so what are you guys saying? Love you, Suppo. Thank you, Annabelle. Fusion, lots of fusion. Question for Suppo. Get money out. What method do you use to take your losses and profit out? Well, I don't do it, okay, simply speaking. However, if I know and have absolute certainty that something is going to happen, then I would put everything into Tether. I wouldn't put it into dollars. I would put it into Tether for the short term and wait for a point to go back in and buy more of it. But I tend not to. I just tend to hold through it because I don't want the headache of one day waking up, I've sold at 9k Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden next day it's 10k Bitcoin. You think, it could go up to 11, it could go up to 12, or it could go down to 7, but you don't want to take that chance, and so you buy back in and you lose money. So I just don't bother. I'm happy with what I've got, and I'm just staying holding for now. Anyway, so I opened this out on Twitter earlier. I gave the opportunity, guys, to ask me questions. You can still ask me questions. Just go to menti.com and then use this code 914533 and ask me a questione. Ask me stuff, bear special is what I called it. So already people have been asking me questions. So, you know, if you missed out on the opportunity, make sure you follow me on Twitter, for God's sake. Make sure you follow me. It's easy, easy peasy. It's at Michael Suppo. Is my Twitter handle, and I've got 87,000 subscribers, so there are about 1 billion Suppomans now because people are setting up dummy accounts to spam people or scam people. So yeah, this is the real me. So let's have a look. So first question, Verge crowdfund for huge partnership has just ended up with success. Do you think it will have a big impact for the Verge price, and how do you see the future for Verge? So first things first, let's have a looky look and see what the state of play is with Verge at the moment. So it's up 27%. So obviously, our sun's coming in there. So it obviously is having a positive effect because they reached their target. They reached the... so what they said was that they've got a huge partnership. They want to nail their partnership. And so they started this funding round asking for people to fund their ability to close their partnership. And it looks like they got the crowdfunded amount. So the partnership itself is under wraps. This is a partnership that was meant to bring the price up of Verge. So it's very likely it will have a long-term impact on Verge because it's brought more attention to it. It was a last-minute contributor. I can't remember what their name was, Token something. It was a last-minute contributor that actually gave money to Verge. So, you know, I don't necessarily think that they would have reached their target otherwise. But I do think that if they can get a really good partnership, you know, partnerships do lead to a strong valuation, particularly if it's a great partnership, a big name. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, it could happen. Verge has already got a very, very good, large, solid community. So I think that these guys are going to grow anyway. And John McAfee shouted them out, and this is why they grew like 3,000% at the end of last year. So asked and answered. You haven't mentioned Origin Trail yet. That's right, I haven't. Their roadmap is quite good. Strong development team that delivers on time. Slightly different masternodes concept. Product seems to be working already. 40 million market cap. I have heard a lot of Origin Trail. Okay, I've heard a lot of it, a lot about it. People are constantly asking me to cover it. And today it is 37 million market cap, which is a very, very low price, considering they've got all of their various, you know, statistics actually on here. On a lot of occasions, circulating supply isn't on there. So this is a rank 205. So has this got potential is the question. And now my computer's going to work overtime. So it's a protocol for supply chains based on the blockchain. So that, I dare say, a supply chain it's a protocol that enables companies on the blockchain to manage supply chain. So that, I mean, supply chain is basically the kind of cryptocurrency that includes, you know, Wabi, Walton, Modem, VeChain, IOTA. supply chain management tools that essentially allow tracking of items, food as well, Neuro Chain as well. So tracking of items, seeing how the item has been, stored, and making sure that nothing has compromised its quality when it gets to the customer, making sure it's not counterfeit. So this is a protocol. Data fragmentation. So there's a lot of data involved in the supply chain process. So this gives full supply chain visibility. Okay, so interoperability and automatic data connection between multiple supply chain organizations. I'm taking it that means that it can read off various blockchains rather than just one, like Ethereum. But I don't know for sure. And then they've got a trace token, means of compensation between the supply chain data, producers, etc., etc. But ultimately, this is a protocol. So let's just have a look at the team. Nothing here. Member of the Ethereum Supply Chain Working Group. Manage the COO, managing stakeholders in complex supply chain setups. MBA. MSc in electrical, blah, blah, blah. Optimizing telecoms networks. Better to look on LinkedIn, but I'm only going to do a short snapshot. 4 years of experience. This is a CMO. 4 years of experience in marketing, Google, and Rocket Internet. Udemy lecturer. I don't recognize Marja. Funny. But she is a Udemy lecturer, apparently. 22 years. PhD. Deloitte, PwC. Some really good names here. Really good names here, actually. So, given that this isn't quite a sexy niche, because that the likes of VeChain and Walton and Webby and all that lot, they were very, very exciting. So this is worth looking at. They look like they've got a pretty okay team, actually. They look like they've got some definite superstar names: Google, PwC, Deloitte. So it's probably worth looking at. And they look like they've got quite a detailed roadmap as well. So maybe some good bursts of value. So that's Origin Trail. So there we are. Now I've finally looked at Origin Trail. I finally know a little bit about what it is. Actually, there was something I just saw on here. Use cases. Let me just have a look and see if there's anything on the use cases. Oh, interesting. You can check a product origin by typing in the barcode. So they've got what looks like 3 partners. They look like they're in the food. This one's dairy, vegetables, poultry, chicken and stuff. So interesting. So they've got some partners in the food arena. So if you click on one of these, then it will show you like an automatic barcode. Expiry date. So this expired June last year. So if we press go, let's see what happens. Nothing happens. It's just a map. It's just a map. I don't know what this is supposed to show, but it doesn't show anything in my opinion. So nothing. Can't see anything. If you see anything, let me know in the comments, peeps. Anyway, so that is Origin Trail. What do you think of Origin Trail? Let me know. Do you think it's promising? Do you think it's up there with the likes of, the Webbies and all of that? Let me know. So there we are. Good question asked and answered now. Right, I'm getting rid of that. My son watches this. Thoughts on R-Block? I have seen R-Block. R-Block, I think, is like a recruitment kind of protocol or something. I think it's like anonymous recruitment, so that it like hides the identities of people applying for jobs, and it's all done on experience and skill set rather than on the face and ethnicity and all that. So it's an interesting concept, actually, R-Block. I haven't properly looked into it, but it is an interesting concept. They are looking to take, I suppose, prejudice out of the recruitment process and basically making it completely anonymous but truthful from the blockchain point of view. So the blockchain actually stores the CV of an anonymous candidate. It's not obviously anonymous from the candidate's point of view, putting their CV across, but how the company views that CV, you're anonymous. So it's got references and everything. So but it's all just completely anonymous. So it's a very interesting concept. It's based in the UK. Quite like the idea, and I think it's an ICO, but I don't know for sure. I've just had a brief look into this, so it's interesting. is Litecoin the next big crypto? I'm assuming that that means Lala World, which is the banking for the kind of third world countries. So I don't think it's the next big crypto, but I think it's definitely a much needed kind of project. Okay, so it's just bringing banking services, as far as I've been led to believe. I've looked at it very briefly. It's bringing banking services to the unbanked. So the people that don't really have the traditional banking services we have in the Western world, more developed ones. So yeah, it's interesting. I think it offers a debit card, and obviously cryptocurrency makes, you know, the ability to send cryptocurrency from one person to another, and therefore being a global currency. But I think this is years away from being actually adopted and usable for the unbanked. So there we are, asked and answered. Credits is holding very strong. When do you expect what do you expect when the beta is released this week? I haven't really been keeping too much of an eye on what's happening with the beta launch. All I know is that these guys have managed to achieve at best a near 500,000 transactions per second performance with their alpha. And I know that they have removed the MD5 hash algorithm, which was so massively destroyed and cross-analyzed by Ivan on Tech. So I know that they are making great progress. They are holding incredibly strong. Credits is a very, very promising project. And it's quite clearly, you know, going to thrive where in a bear market it does well. It's just been doing well consistently. So I think it's going to have a positive effect in the short term, but over the long term, the bear market is stunting its growth. So I would probably wait. If I was them, I would wait for them to bring it out. But it will have a good short-term spike, I dare say. So there we are. But it is holding very strong. What are you? I'm not buying anything today. I'm not buying anything right now. I'm waiting until we hit the floor or even go below the floor. When it hits my personal floor, which is around about here, which is about early 7,000, about 7,100 to 7,000. That's when I'm going to be doing my buying. But I'm not going to be doing any buying now, unless I can see that Bitcoin has gone right up, while an altcoin I really like has gone right down. Okay, because that will allow me to get something at a relatively good price. Anyway, so next price prediction after launch. So, I think that this is a tough one, to be honest. It all depends on what the market is looking like at the point it launches. So it could go, it's at $1 at ICO. So I think this could go up to maybe $5 at launch. This is one of the most hyped ICOs. More hyped than Unchained. And Unchained has absolutely smashed it on a multiplier perspective from ICO. So you would think that Nex could achieve very similar. So Unchained was about times 16, I think, on ICO. So it's very, very likely that Nex could be anything from $5 to $20. All depends really on how the market's feeling, how many people were not able to get in and want to get in after launch. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, but I think this is definitely the hyped ICO of this year so far. So yeah, so best gainer in the upcoming bull run. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. There are so many good projects right now. Credits is one, Fusion's another. Unchained I think could be probably one of the bigger ones, because I think that this is all dependent on how low it can go. Okay, so this has gone as low as 337 today, I think. Maybe even lower. In fact, I think it went down to 324 overnight. 325. Yeah, 325 it went down to overnight. Well, overnight in the UK. So the gains are all dependent on how low this goes versus how high it goes during the bull run. So this needs to go down lower, I think, for most people to make the gains. This needs to go down to below $2, and that will ensure people make great gains. But other than that, you know, then I think that Fusion, I think, is a really good coin to get if you want a Unchained that is hugely undervalued and just not had the level of coverage and hype that OneChain have. But actually, when you split them apart, there's very little difference. They're both looking to achieve the same thing. It's just that OneChain has had a hell of a lot more coverage. 2 big viral videos between me and Ian Bellina. 2 massive videos, which propelled it into being one of the most eagerly anticipated cryptocurrencies since January. So that is the difference, whereas Fusion has had little time to get the intrigue. It's the same as when I did my courses, you know, as soon as you kind of tease and say, oh, this is coming out and blah, 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 people get really, really excited. So when it comes out, people then buy. And Fusion never really had that. So that is the reason why Fusion is not at OneChain's kind of level. But I think that given it's a 57 million market cap compared to OneChain's kind of 300 million market cap, then I think that, you know, that Fusion is the best opportunity for a gain, definitely during the bull run. Matrix AI, I said, is another really good one. What else? Internet Node Token's a great one too. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how that one goes. But this is a tough question. Tough question. And if everybody knew the answer, then I think that, only one would really thrive in the whole thing. But I think a ton of them are going to be really good gainers. It all depends on how low it can go versus how high it can go during the next bull run. Fusion mainnet in the next quarter. How on earth is this so under the radar? Should we just talk about Fusion? How funny. Their white paper and roadmap are much, much better than OneChain as well. Like I said, you know, OneChain gets all of the attention, to be fair. And Fusion has gotten very little of the attention. But having said that, Fusion's still doing relatively well. I think it's just gone up a little bit more than it was at ICO. But I think this is going to go down and allow people to get it roughly at ICO price. I think that they need to update their website. This should not be here anymore. Okay? If we have a look at OneChain and look at their website is hugely different to the website I saw at first. It's just a much more improved website now. Look, this is much better than this. Okay, so this needs to be changed. It needs to look a lot more attractive. It needs to give the appearance of being a high quality cryptocurrency. And I'm not sure about putting a video right there. I mean, that's just not... Let's have a look and see what OneChain's about. Really what I think a cryptocurrency should do, have a good like splash page, something like that kind of covers the whole screen, and then it should talk about vision, and then it should talk about the technology and the use cases. How OneChain have it is perfect. How Fusion have it is they've got like this YouTuber who, this is probably not even a very good video to be fair, and then they've got news. And for people coming to the website for the first time, they're probably not going to be too happy about that in terms of being able to see straight away, right, what am I getting with this versus OneChain? The vision should be higher up. It should be in bigger writing, bigger text, you know, because people don't want to have to, you know, look at something like it's an essay. They should look at it like it's more attractive. So Fusion have a lot to do. On a marketing front, they should do more, personally speaking. I love them, but they need to work faster. Personal opinion. So, there we are. Asked and answered. Good question. Wow. Good question. It felt great. It felt really good. I always wanted to be one. I always wanted to have $1 million. I always thought, oh well, pounds really. I always wanted to achieve that in life. It would have just been my life's ambition to achieve that at one point. Funnily enough, you know, when I achieved it, I didn't feel any different. You know, there was nothing really different other than the fact that I didn't really have to worry about going grocery shopping and thinking, oh, I better keep my expenses down. Well, to be fair, I still think like that because I'd rather spend my money on cryptocurrency than on mushrooms. Anyway, so good question. No, I've had that one so many times. Matrix versus Neuro Chain. Great question. Great question. So I spoke about Matrix AI yesterday, and I spoke about Neuro Chain a few days ago, and they are both in the same niche. They are both doing artificial intelligence based blockchain infrastructure. Blockchain 3.0. Now, the key differences are token metrics. You know, Neuro Chain has 4 billion tokens, Matrix has a lot less than that. Just have to remind myself. There's so many figures in my head. Well, actually, no, it's 1 billion. So it's not. It's 4 times less overall supply. Circulating supply will be a little bit higher for Neuro Chain, but it will start off being a very cheap cryptocurrency. Will Neuro Chain. Now, the key differences between the two are that Matrix is focused on Chinese business and the Chinese market and Chinese projects and partnerships, whereas Neuro Chain is more Europe/France based. So these guys are working with the French government. They are having partnerships with French organisations, and I don't know whether the bank, they've got a big bank that they haven't yet announced as a partnership, but this bank is actually one of the biggest banks, and I don't know whether it's French or not, but it's certainly a major bank, and they have got a partnership with them to help them with digital KYC. So they are both excellent projects. I love them both. I think the key difference is that Neuro Chain have developed their own consensus protocol, which is arguably going to be able to achieve more transactions per second than Matrix. But, you know, the proof will be in the pudding once the thing is created, once we see the proof of concept, once we see, I mean, both are concentrating on lightning speed. 1 million, 1 million. Both are looking for 1 million transactions per second, and through a bot node-based mechanism. So they both have very good technologies. They're just both after different markets at the moment, but they could both be global players if it works in their respective countries. So personally speaking, I have got Neuro Chain and I have got Matrix. So I'm looking forward to seeing how both of these battle it out. So really like both projects. Both projects are extremely exciting. The future of blockchain, essentially. So loving it, loving it. How can you be so sure on a bull run to come soon? We've seen a huge crash fiat-wise. Maybe it could take up to a year to recover. I think that that's extremely unlikely, because I know that there are a whole series of people that have their buy orders ready at certain points in Bitcoin's price. And I'm talking about big investors. So I very much doubt this is going to go on forever. However, most of the whales I know are waiting for certain price points to hit before they go heavy again. Okay, they've taken their money out, put it into Tether, and now they are waiting for that point to put it back in and buy a hell of a lot more Bitcoin and a hell of a lot more of the exciting altcoins. What you may not know is that, you know, if you look through everything from the top 101 downwards, is that only certain coins receive institutional money. The rest is kind of brought up by the smaller investors, small to medium-sized investors, the regular investors that maybe have a little bit of money. But the whales go for institutional altcoins. The ones that they know and have been informed are going to be the future ones. The ones that have got amazing technology that is unique to some of the other ideas that are out there. So I know that they are waiting for certain price points before they go in heavy. So it's not going to continue for a year. I think that is complete bollocks. Whenever anybody says this could take up to a year to recover, I just think, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how can it take a year to recover? It could literally recover in days. It could literally go up and spike in the space of a week. It could go up about 5,000–6,000. It all depends on how aggressively bullish people get when the cryptocurrencies in question achieve certain price points. So I think that May is definitely going to be the time where it absolutely spikes. It happened last year. Last year, May was the time. That was the time I started making YouTube videos. That was the time when everything absolutely smashed it. Smashed it. From May all the way through to July, absolutely smashed it. And I think it's going to be very similar this year. So I don't think it's going to take up to a year to recover. That's a load of bollocks. Can Ethos be a top 10 coin? Yes, it can definitely be a top 10 coin. It certainly solves one of the top 10 pain points in cryptocurrency. It's all about timing. When it comes to Ethos, everything has been about timing. Where they've got to today has all been about timing and strategy. Mainly mine. But anyway, what I'm saying is that Ethos solves one of the biggest pain points in cryptocurrency and can definitely be a top 10 coin, considering the amount of supply and how much the overall price can go up to. The market cap could be easily in the billions. So yeah, I think it could be one day a top 10 coin, but it is all going to be a case of implementation. And at the moment, they have been doing some amazing stuff. They have announced their third airdrop partner, BitDegree. And yeah, all you need is the universal wallet. And I think what's happening right now is a load of people are pre-registering. If you haven't yet, pre-register for God's sake. Because, like, you're going to get airdrops for being one of the pre-registered initial, you know, customers. So get in there. And I think that having the huge amount, millions and millions, I imagine, over the coming weeks and months, they are going to be amassing in a user base is going to lead to its overall valuation in the top 10. I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon, but I do think that it could happen within 18 months. And it all depends on how much they can keep on top of everybody else in the same field. So, good question though, and they are very... They are doing very well at the moment. Thoughts on Block Collider? So Block Collider, I have had a very brief look at. Somebody put it past me the other day on my mastermind group, and Block Collider is basically a multi-chain protocol. So it's allowing for, I think it is DApps, and I think it's basically allowing for DApps to be able to activate smart contracts on a series of blockchains. So it's not tied into one blockchain, and it can activate smart contracts on a series of blockchains. So what Block Collider are doing is they're essentially creating this multi-chain protocol so that DApps can be run off a series of different technologies. So they can run multi-chain, basically. And I think that the ones that they're looking at are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Neo, and Waves, I think, are the four that they are looking at. It looks interesting. There are quite a few of these multi-chains now, and I think what I would be looking for is something over and above, you know, just an idea on paper. I'm talking about partnerships. I'm talking about real good use cases, something that makes it unique. Otherwise, it's just a Me Too product. And personally, I hate the name Block Collider. I think it's a shite name. You know, WanChain's a good name. Fusion's a good name. ArcBlock's a, well, relatively good name. But Block Collider's crap, in my opinion. So, asked and answered. Do you feel the market can take over a year to see massive bullish movement? No. BitDegree price prediction in 6 months. 70 cents, maybe? I mean, it's just difficult to say, isn't it? You're just plucking a figure out of thin air, aren't you? But it got up to 50 cents on launch from 55 cents on launch from ICO during a bull period, and then the bears came straight after and took it down basically to ICO price and a little bit lower. And I think that it could easily thrive. I think that when they bring out the platform and when they showcase some really amazing courses, not talking about my own. Actually, maybe I am. But anyway, when they showcase some really amazing courses and some amazing skills that can be learned via the BitDegree platform, then I think this is going to go up and the demand is going to come back again. It's going to just spur back to life. So it could go 70 cents, 70, 80 cents, $1. Who knows? You know, it's difficult to say. So I've answered this. Top privacy coins to buy in the dip this year. Suppoman, I'd probably say, is the #1 for gains. Shameless. Verge is one for sure. Although I would wait for this to dip. You know, Verge, this has only gone up 10x in 6 months. I bought this at 0.0003 and sold at the peak, near the peak. It wasn't exactly at the peak, but I sold near the peak. And I haven't yet bought back. But it's only 10x since about 6 months ago. This has a hell of a lot more growth to achieve over time. So I think Verge could be really good. Dash at the moment is at 370. This could experience a 10x over, I would say, over a year, perhaps. It was 1600 at the peak of the bull market and could have gone up much higher if the bull market had continued. So, you know, a 10x is not too far beyond, you know, the beyond reasonable thought. What else is there? PivX. I mean, PivX is just one of those cryptocurrencies. Don't think it really has moved a great deal. Probably 2x'd in the last, you know, 8 months. So it's not really gone up a huge amount. Well, it did over the bull period. But I mean, back in, you know, I'm talking about back in July, it was at 241. and today it's at 436. So it's not even 2x'd. So it's probably not PivX. And there was another one, but I can't remember the name. So anyway, yeah, so probably Verge. Probably Verge would be the best one. If not, Suppoman, because that's a privacy coin as well. How long will the bear market last? Probably anywhere between 2 weeks and a month is what I would say. 2 weeks and a month. Anyway, so there we are, asked and answered. Top privacy coins to buy in the... Oh, I've already answered that. Can Fusion do 100x this year? I think it's very reasonable it can, but it needs to implement their strategy. And it needs to have a good... needs to have some good ICOs launched via Fusion. It needs to basically show that it is worth competing with Chain. As soon as it shows that and people can see that they are like for like, people will flock to Fusion. But at the moment, it's not necessarily showing that same level of quality. It is that same level, but it's not showing it. And and YouTube are getting on like me and saying, yeah, Fusion and Chain are pretty much neck and neck. That's not good enough. Fusion have to do the work. So yeah, if Fusion can, get their asses into gear, then it's very, very possible this could 100x this year. It's not unreasonable. Car Vertical. Yes, there is such cryptocurrency called Car Vertical. Is that an actual question? Anyway, Car Vertical. Let's have a look and see how Car Vertical are doing. So it's lower than ICO price at the moment. I think that what happened with the partnership announcement last week has harmed them a bit. Because they had that spike. They were quite low. 0.25. Then they went right up on the announcement to 5 something. What was it? 0.005. And now they have tanked to about where they were before that. I think they need to change their name. My group has what has my group said? Auto Chain. My group have said that they should consider changing their name to Auto Chain, which I think is actually a wicked name. So yeah, so anyway, so there we are. So that's Car Vertical. I explained what happened to Crypto Daily. So poor Crypto Daily, man. I remember watching his last video. He was like, I could talk about this, but I'm not going to bother. Could talk about this, but I'm not going to bother. You know what? I'm just going to take a break for a bit. And I don't blame him. Because it's you put a lot of effort on YouTube to bring what you think people will like and will get value from, and but you don't see you don't see necessarily the same results you were seeing back when there was a bull market. So that's what happened to it. But he'll be back. He'll be back. I speak to Crypto Daily and he's alive and well and everything, and I think he's coming back to the UK soon. And there may be a Top Coins in the not too distant future once Vox Money's back from LA and Crypto Daily's back in the UK, and we've probably got a little bit of a better time schedule. Hey Super, we know you love Deep Onion, but can you make a more detailed video about this coin? Potentially in future. Would you buy altcoins using Ethereum or Bitcoin? Well, I don't know. Normally, the Bitcoin price is the better price for a cryptocurrency. But all you do is you just basically go into the cryptocurrency, you go into markets, and you see where you get the better price. I've got more than enough Ethereum to buy cryptocurrencies with, and more than enough Bitcoin to buy cryptocurrencies with. So it all depends on what gives the best price. And typically, it is the Bitcoin price that gives the better price. That's not the case here, but that's not the case here. But traditionally, Bitcoin gives the better price. But it all depends, really. I don't really mind, but I have more Bitcoin on exchanges than I have Ethereum. Most of my Ethereum is in a wallet. So here we are. I tend to use my Ethereum for ICOs and Bitcoin for buying altcoins. Wow. What are my top 5 infrastructure coins? This is a tough question. Shee! So you guys are relentless with the tough questions today. Top 5 infrastructure coins. Neo, Zilliqa, Credits, Fusion, and... oh, so many. So many. Huh. Tough question. Tough question. Gotta think about it. Could be... it's not Ethereum. Put it that way. It's not Ethereum. EOS or Cardano? That's the question. Which one? EOS or Cardano? All right, let's remove Fusion. Fusion's 6th. I would put EOS at number 1, Cardano at number 2. Personally speaking, I prefer EOS. But don't tell them I said that. Anyway, so those are my top 5 infrastructure coins, and I've answered that one. Fusion versus Chain, done that comparison, and although Chain kind of won the head-to-head, Fusion was actually the kind of golden nugget that came out of that video, because people, I don't think, really understood Fusion. So if you want to know which is the best, which has the technology that you are most convinced by, then go to my Chain versus Fusion video, Savage Clash. That was awesome. So, Mark has answered. Debitum's future. Well, we're very early on, and they've come out during a bear market. So Debitum have it all to make. You know, they've got a great starting point. They've got it all to make 8 million market cap. That's so super low. You know, when you look at Populous, which is very similar, but not even as good as Debitum, and this is at 534. So there is so much to be gained. But Populous has been out a lot longer. It's more established. It had first mover advantage. So therefore, it kind of had the lion's share. But I know Cliff High is a fan of both of these. And he thinks Debitum is definitely, you know, pinned for a great future. So at the moment, at 8 million market cap, I mean, Debitum have just got an amazing future ahead of them. And when you consider where Populous has gone to at the peak, 2.7 billion market cap. So, I mean, there's just so much to be achieved. If Debitum even made that much, I mean, yeah, you'd be a very rich person if you went heavy on Debitum. But it's going to be a work in progress because we're in a bull period right now. Fucking idiots. When is the ICO? I thought that was a serious question. Asked and answered. What do you think about Electronium phone mining app? I know that they've brought out an Android version, but they haven't brought out an iPhone version to my knowledge, and I haven't got an Android version, so I don't know for sure. So I couldn't necessarily say how great it is because I haven't tried it. But what I do know is that there is another kind of mining game coming out. I know of it, but I haven't properly tried that one either. But I know that there's another simulator coming out. So if you're interested in knowing what that is, it's an ICO. It's coming out soon, I think. And it got put past me by somebody in my group. So I thought it looked interesting. So if you want to know, let me know. But Electronium, not a massive fan. Let's have a look at Electronium. It's only 2.5x from ICO. That has really tanked. Basically, if you didn't get into Ethereum, you could get in virtually at ICO price. I mean, that's just Electronium. Sorry, Ethereum, if I called you Electronium. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I've always thought the big problem is the supply. And people are like, oh, supply doesn't matter and all this stupid idiot stuff. But it does matter because when there is so much supply out there, it's going to take a gargantuan effort for all of that supply to be owned and for that supply to be seen as rare. Because so many people will own it, it'll be so easy to take off someone's hands. If you've got a smaller supply, you will have a smaller group holding on to them. Okay, a smaller group of people. That is why Bitcoin is so valuable, because there's much fewer in supply. It's a much more rare commodity, and therefore it's got more value to take it off someone's hands. If you want to take Bitcoin for someone, you've got to pay premium for it. But because there's so much Electronium out there, you don't really have to pay a lot for it. So that's why the supply moves very, very slowly. It's why the risk and reward is very, very low. It goes up slowly, it goes down slowly. So Electronium has always put me off because of that factor. What are the benefits for partners of Ethos? Well, visibility, number 1. Number 2, more holders. And really being an association with the number 1 wallet provider right now. I mean, Ethos are going to be the number 1 as soon as that wallet is available for you to download. It's already number 1. It's going to be better than Coinbase by a mile. So, and it's going to also be better than the Ledger and the Trezor. So it's going to be the number 1. So being associated with it and being one of their early partners is a good showcase that not only do Ethos believe in them, but they also think that people deserve to have these coins. and hold them because they're not crap coins to own. So I think those are the benefits for partners of Ethos. And I think that they are very selective in who they choose to be their partners. Very selective. Don't think that just because you've put an application to Ethos to become one of the airdrop partners, they're just going to accept it. They will only take on good people. So it is showing at this early stage that they think that the the cryptocurrencies that they've offered so far are actually quality cryptocurrencies. Why is this market so fucked up? You know what? I got up this morning, no word of a lie, and I had a bit of an uncertainty shuffle. Where I looked at the prices and I just thought, shit, fuck it now. Is it just gonna be like this forever? You know what I mean? You do occasionally kind of have these little like, oh my god, is it always gonna be like this? But it's not gonna be like this forever. Okay, so as I said, you've got to use these periods, not ignore these periods. If you are looking to get really good gainers for the long term, you pay attention. Like I said, Unchain. Unchain is the one I am looking to procure when it gets to a certain price point. And the thing is they're just not letting it drop. I mean, people are just going to get wrecked on the way down. So they may as well just keep on, they may as well just let it drop. Because, people have been saying, oh, it's not going to go below $4, it's not going to go below $3.70. And those people have just gotten wrecked. So just sell for profits and just let it go down for God's sake, because it's going to anyway. So, anyway, yeah. So you got to keep an eye on what you're wanting and make sure that you are there at the right time for when it comes available at the price you want it at. What will you do if Bitcoin hits 7,000? God, it's like this was properly anticipating my last answer. What will you do if Bitcoin hits the 7,200 mark and Unchain is still above 3? Will you buy anyway? Yeah, probably. It's not necessarily dependent on hitting 7,200. It's on hitting the bottom. Okay, and I don't think that Unchain has a chance of being above $3 when Bitcoin goes down to this mark. Yeah, it'll be about $2.60 or so, maybe $2.50 at that point, and then when it goes down potentially into the 6,000s, it will go down even more because everything will. So, I'm willing to buy, but I'm only willing to buy for the multipliers. If the multipliers aren't there, I just won't bother. Do you think that Lola would go for the... What do you think about the recent SafeX development? I don't know it. So, unless you say what it is, I don't actually know what their development is. Is it the, what's it called? Chilo blockchain? God, it's been so long since I've looked at SafeX. Let's have a look at SafeX, to be honest. SafeXXX. So it's God, it's only 2x'd in like the last 8 months, I think. Let me have a look. When I bought it initially at 0.004, I think. What was it back in July? Yeah, back in July, it was 0.4. That was the point at which I got it, 0.4. So it's only 2x'd. So not a lot of movement, really. Really ridiculous. So, but there are still people that really like it. Probably. What is your price prediction for Trinity 2018 and 2020? Tough one. I think that this could go down to well over $1. I think personally, I think if they had given the announcement that they did the other day in a bullish period, this would now be $2. Being a scaling solution for Ethereum and Zilliqa, as well as Neo, and it hardly moved. I mean, that's just pathetic. It's ridiculous. But there we are. Just goes to show the injustices done by the bear market. But, that is just stupid because that is a major thing. And in 2020, it could be the $10 that Lola said it was. It'll be more than that, I imagine. But, they have to stay ahead of scaling solutions. They've got a very good relationship with Zilliqa. They met with Zilliqa in Berlin. And they've got a great relationship with Neo because they were at the DevCon, and I know that they've got a partnership and they work virtually next to each other. So with Ethereum, is the main one. If they can have a good partnership with Ethereum and help scale up all three successfully, this could be easily $10 or more. So good question. If you could only choose between one of these, Fusion, QuantStamp, and Chain, what would it be? Oh! Oh, that's tough. That is tough, and I am going to give an answer. Oh! Wow. That is a question. What do you guys think? Okay, let me bounce out to you. By the way, smash up the likes, by the way, peeps. Don't think we're doing too good on the ye old likes front. So smash up the likes if you're enjoying so far, because this is fun. Fun as fuck. Right, let's have a look. What do you guys think? Fusion, QuantStamp, or Chain? Let's see what you guys say. Orgasmic question. Chain, Fusion. Fusion, Chain. Wow. Wow, lots of fusionists here. Loads of people loving the old Fusion. I think Fusion's winning. Fusion's actually killing it. Wow. Great one. This is a really difficult one, okay? Really difficult one. And I'll tell you why it's really difficult. Because... I'll tell you why it's really difficult. Because Fusion and QuantStamp are two completely different types of business that I really love. One is trying to create a financial system. This one is an auditing system for standards. But given the level of what it's looking to achieve, I'd have to say Fusion. Now, you're probably saying, why Fusion, not Chain? Because Fusion, I think, has more potential for gains than Chain. Chain, in its current price, which is way too overvalued for something that's just come out of ICO, this is basically nearly 400 million right out of the blocks. Well, about 600 million out of the blocks this was, and now it's about nearly just under 400 million out of the blocks. And it's just like, that's just way too much. There's too much to be able to make savage gains down the line. Whereas Fusion, with 61 million market cap, this is basically 10 times less than Chain in value, but very, very similar in terms of progress and project. So therefore, Fusion wins. Very tough question. Sorry, Richard Ma of QuantStamp, but I am going to have to go with Fusion for this. Looked at Origin Trail. No, definitely not. No, absolutely not. I think that those days are still definitely there. However, what I would say is that I don't think that the volatile days are going to continue for much longer. I would give cryptocurrency another year, year and a half, maybe 2 at most. As I told you, I showed you the other day, this task force looking to come together in the UK. And obviously the regulation looking to come out of the G20 summit. You know, I think that the regulation is going to strangle the volatility and therefore the ability to make 100x gains. Okay, so, you know, it's a sad state of affairs, but I mean, it's what you people want. If you people want regulation, I asked the question the other day on what's it called? On ye old Twitter, and then people wanted regulation. If you want regulation, you're going to have to say goodbye to the 100x's, and that's just the fact. Because most ICOs probably won't even get off the bat because they'll be classed as scams before people have a chance of getting in on them. You probably won't be able to just buy into them like you can now. It'll probably be like the IPO system. They're going to heavily regulate it and control, you know, your freedom with it. So, you know, I think that those days are still definitely going to be around for a while. The volatility and the ability to make 100x gains, but they're not going to be around forever, and certainly probably not the next 2 years. In 2 years' time, I think it's going to go. So, maybe even less than that. Anyway, where do you see Ethos going after the wallet launch? Well, the next big release after the wallet launch is arguably the biggest release, and that is the fiat exchange, the fiat gateway, the fiat to crypto exchange. That is going to be a game changer, okay? And if they can implement that before Binance do, marvelous, okay? So we'll just have to wait and see. I think that Ethos is just going to be a powerhouse. A powerhouse. It is a powerhouse, to be fair. So yeah. I answered that. Too late to invest in Ethos. Probably a bit late if you want the real huge gainers. Yeah. If you're looking for 100x to 1000x, you're not going to get that in 12 months. It's just not going to happen. I think Ethos probably has at best a 20 to 25x in the next 18 months. So it's not too late. If you want to make good gains, good progressive gains. And remember, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know for sure that it's going to be $50 to $70 in 18 months. I don't know for sure. But what I can say is that if they keep on track and if they keep ahead of everybody else, this will be one of the highest valued cryptocurrencies available. So, you know, if you want to invest in it, this is certainly one of the best projects and pain points in cryptocurrency right now, and deserves to be in the top 10. Without even a project, it's gotten into the top 50. So this could definitely be a top 10. Matrix AI price predictions on major exchange launch. Well, I think that Matrix AI will probably go to around about 500. Could go to about 500. If it happens during a bull run, then it could go to about $500 million market cap, which is about 5x, okay? And then over time, as they start hitting more roadmap items, it's going to go to the billions, I think. I think that's it now. I think that's it, because all the other questions are just, you know, replicating previous questions. So now let's go to you guys watching in ye old chat. What do you guys want to ask me? Let's have a look and see what you peeps are saying. Sorry for ignoring you. Indahash is dead. Indahash is dead. It'll be dead next year. I never really liked it. And not even with, you know, the offer I was made, which so many people think I took. It was never me saying I'll do it for 2 Bitcoin and then they offered 2 Bitcoin. They offered 2 Bitcoin. You know, they said, do you want it? And I didn't want it. I didn't want to review it. I think it'll be dead. I think it'll be dead this time next year. So, you know, Indahash was, I always thought that was going to fail. Come on, questions. Hey, Agnes. Lola? What about Lola? What's your daily crypto routine? That is a good question. Lonzu. So my daily crypto routine is basically I get up and I get the laptop on and I just research cryptocurrencies. That's what I do. I go onto the market. I look at how the market is at the moment. I see if there are any buying opportunities, which over the last, you know, kind of week and a bit, there have been no buying opportunities. I'm seeing how certain cryptocurrencies I'm liking are doing in this market and how well they're progressing towards the price I want to buy in at. And then I look at new cryptocurrencies, I look at ICOs, I look at established cryptocurrencies, and then I look at it with a view to creating a video about it. Okay, so, you know, and then I look at the market news and all of that kind of thing. And I then, after about 2 hours of looking at everything, and looking at various cryptocurrencies that, you know, people have put past me, I will then think about my video and what I'm going to do. And then I will start creating everything, all the content, bringing forward all the content for my video. And then after that, I'll just, you know, kind of keep an eye on the cryptocurrency market throughout the course of the evening. And then that's it, really, peeps. That's it. I work like anybody else. I am working 9... Well, sometimes earlier than that, if the prices are really good. I'm working 9 until 6 p.m. on cryptocurrency every day. And I have been for pretty much the last year. So it just goes to show, really, how much I've kind of, you know, gotten indulged in cryptocurrency. And why I know what I know, I suppose. Masternode class. Good idea. May do one eventually. If institutional money comes into crypto, do you think Cardano will be one of their top choices? Yes. Yes. That is a good question, and yes, I agree. Tom Paul marry me? Is that a me or is that a someone else? I can't imagine it's you. Anyway, Wendy's here. Anybody else? Any other regulars? Barry's here. Super My Kids Love You. I should hope so. Anything else? Anyone else? There's loads of people. Whenever I look back over my cryptocurrency video and I say, where's the regulars? Where's the regulars? And people say, oh, me. And I always miss it during the stream. So I'm trying to have a look and see if anybody's saying something. Oh, Michelle Williams is here. Do a video on Cube. Now, I looked at Cube this morning and I thought it was quite interesting. It's to do with autonomous cars, isn't it? And I really like it. Look at the volume. I think it's just because it's got launched on HitBTC, I think it was. But I looked at this and I thought, interesting. I like it. The website looks like dog crap. It's really shite website. Terrible website. But it's a car security platform for autonomous cars. Information platform backed by blockchain. Like it. I'm a big car buff, so I would like it. Suppo Kid will love it too. Oh, Bella Adams Mason's in here in the house. Yeah, Suppo Kid would love this too. I love car platforms, hence why I like Car Vertical, why I like V-Chain. And yeah, I like this. So yeah, Michelle Williams, good one. Good one. Yeah, I have looked at this and I like the look of it. Am I still live? Yes, Denise. I am still live. Oh, yesterday, guess what happened? This is ridiculous. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so look. This company, Robust Network, and I think that they may have taken me off since, but Robust Network added me as an advisor, and I'd never even heard of them. And someone sent me a picture on Telegram, and they said, Suppoman, are you aware of this? And I was not aware of it. They actually put me down as a blockchain advisor. I mean, I'm obviously big on the old blockchains, but shit. So I said, I'm not an advisor, but just goes to show they outright lie. Outright lie. Terrible. Terrible that they would do such a thing. Robust doesn't even exist anymore. It's gone. It's gone. I've killed it. Nice. I just killed off a cryptocurrency before it got started. Shouldn't be happy about that, but that is terrible. No doubt they may have changed the name and trying to get money off other people. Who knows? But that is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think that's it. I think that's it, peeps. Thank you all for being here. What about Icon? Icon, the money's been made. Okay, there's a 10x, I'm pretty sure this year. I've already said I think this is going to go to about $28, $30. Could be more. It all depends on the level of applications built on it, ICOs launched on it. If this is seen as a popular building block for cryptocurrency projects, this could absolutely smash it this year. This could go 30, 40 even. It all depends on the quality. If somebody creates a really viral app like CryptoKitties, using something like Icon, multi-chain, it could be brilliant for Icon. But most of the money's been made. The money was made down here when it came out ICO. This was a cheap ICO, and this 100x, 114x'd. So the money's been mainly made on Icon. So now you would just be making kind of the odd 10x, 20x per year, which is good and at the same time not great. P-Chain, what do you think of P-Chain? I think P-Chain is going to be one of the more technologically advanced blockchain infrastructures. But I will talk about that in another video, maybe sometime later on in the future. Stop it! I think that's it, peeps. Oh, Christine's here. So, all the gang are here. I think that's it. Lola missionary coin. Oh, you peeps are so funny. Is Crypto Daily in here? Is Crypto Daily actually in here? He's here! Shit! Crypto Daily's in the house! Yo, Cameo! He's here. Nice one. See, he is alive. Crypto Daily is alive. Good lad. Good to see you. When are you back in the UK, mate? That's pretty cool, man. Can't believe he's in here. He has said, he's told me he's been in one of my streams before, but there were just so many people that were chatting that I didn't see it. Anyway, so guys, say hi to Crypto Daily. He's in the house. Car Vertical Roofs. Suppo, come to Dubai. Anything else? Do you have a trading course? Yes, I do. It's in the funny most of your gang are women. Well, what can you say? Superman's a lady's favourite. Anyway, so I think that's it, peeps. I think that is it. So, hope you enjoyed today's Q&A. It's difficult to come up with, you know, new content a lot of the time because people have said to me, oh, Superman, why do you keep talking about different coins? Why haven't you spoken about Utrust and crap like that? And the fact is that I can't come every day and talk about the same coins because otherwise people are going to get bored. So I've got to talk about new coins. I've got to talk about different reasons for talking about new coins, and I like identifying coins that are under the radar, no one's talking about, that have a lot of potential, like Origin Trail. So there we are, Marble Arch. So peeps, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. The market cap's now at 306 billion, so it's gone up, but I would not think that the bulls are coming. They're not coming. This is just a temporary spike because Bitcoin went down to 7,800 and now people are buying up thinking we may have hit a bottom. We haven't hit a bottom, okay? It's still going to go down and people are just going to get wrecked. So just let the market fall, peeps, for God's sake. You know, stop being idiotic. Anyway, so that's it, peeps. Thank you all for joining. Thanks, Heidi, for the heart. And I will see you in the next episode. It is from me, lights out, all out.